Hello everyone, this is Akash Gangopadhyay. On behalf of Board of Practical Training, today here we come up with a new video for awareness pertaining to establishments' login. Now all the establishments are aware that we used to initially operate through NATS 1.0 portal. Now currently, since we are active on NATS 2.0, there's a new version that has been launched recently. So there are some queries that we are receiving from different establishments who are old, as well as some new establishments also are putting up some queries. Now one by one, we would be addressing the most fundamental queries that we face every day. First is, I'll address the old establishments, the ones who are already registered with NATS 1.0 portal. Now, for your information, all the data that was with NATS 1.0 portal have been migrated to NATS 2.0 version, the relaunched portal. Now, many of you might be asking, then how to operate on that particular new platform? It's very easy. You see, first we need to visit this particular address, that is nats.education.gov.in. I repeat, nats.education.gov.in. If it is difficult for you to remember, just open your browser, just type NATS and you will get this access. So under Ministry of Education, just enter this particular page and you will get all the access here, right? Now, when we come to the first case, where the old establishments want to log in for the new platform. Now, how to do it? See, I assume that in the first case, the establishments have access to mail ID and password, right? So the first case is where the establishments, the old establishments have access to mail ID and password. Now please remember, by login ID, we refer to two entities. Either it can be your mail ID, the registered mail ID that you used to use earlier, or the establishment ID that you have with you. So you can log in through either your mail ID or registration ID, your establishment ID. So both are acceptable, right? So here we assume in the first case that you have access to your registered mail ID and your password. So the moment you visit this page and you want to log in, so you go to establishment section, right? You click on here establishment and you focus on establishment login. The moment you enter this particular page, here you would get this interface where you would get to see establishment login option. So now in this case, you might enter your mail ID or the establishment ID. And along with that, you enter your password. The moment you enter these credentials, this page will take you to the updated information page. Now here, since you are coming on to the NATS 2.0 portal, there would be some more columns, there would be some more fields that have to be addressed, some more information that was not available earlier in the earlier portal. Here they might ask you for those details, you have to fill in them. But this time, you have to be very, very cautious about one thing, that is, there is a particular section called Pan India Compliance Office Address or Location Address. I repeat, it's Pan India Compliance Office Address or Location Address. You see, on this page, you will get this particular section. When you give the details here, where PIN code, area, district, state, address, name of contact person, designation, everything has to be with respect to Eastern region. I repeat, each and everything of this has to be in respect to Eastern region. If it is not pertaining to Eastern region, and if it is going beyond Eastern region, in that case, BOPT will not approve of the same and it will be kept on hold unless further modifications are happening. So please remember that this is a very important thing to remember, that when you are coming into Pan India Compliance Office Address or Location Address section, please to update this with respect to Eastern region. I hope it's clear to you. Right. Coming to the second case, where you don't have any access to your mail ID. Right? Now this might happen, it's a very common thing, something not very unusual. Maybe your employees have left, maybe your employee has been transferred, maybe you have lost hold of the mail ID because of some untoward incident. So need not worry. We will solve this issue. Now, the moment you are not having access to mail ID, then how to log in? You simply do one thing. See, as you know that here when we are going for establishment login section, this field has to be addressed. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to go and proceed further. So in that case, we are helping you with the solution. You just mention your problem and mail to this particular address, NATS support@aicte-india.org. You will get this address here also. When you visit this page, you will get this particular ID here, right? You mail here, and the moment you mail here, keep these two mail IDs in CC, right? Deputy Director @boptr.gov.in, bp.boptr@gmail.com. I repeat, dydirector@boptr.gov.in, bp.boptr@gmail.com. Right? So you need to mail that particular thing to this address, keeping these two mail IDs in CC, mentioning that you have no access to your mail ID. So your issue is likely to be solved in 3 days. I repeat, within 3 days your issue is likely to be solved. So I'm sure that you have understood this case also, where the establishment has no access to mail ID, right? And again, once you get your mail ID, once you log in, right, please remember that when you make the updates, this is a caution area. This is a very important area that is not to be forgotten. You need to update this Pan India Compliance Office Address or Location Address with respect to Eastern region only. Now, coming on to a very crucial case where the establishment has access to mail ID, but forgot password. I repeat, where the establishment has access to mail ID, but they have forgotten their password. Right? In the earlier case, we had the establishment forgot their mail ID, but remembered their password. Here, the establishment has access to mail ID, but they have forgotten their password. Now, what to do? It's very simple. You again visit this page, right? So, the moment you visit this page, you please go to your establishment login section, right? The moment this page generates, you just need to click here, forgot password option. See, it is given clearly. You just need to click on forgot password section. The moment you enter this particular forgot password section, it will allow you to generate the scope for a new password. How? A mail will be triggered in your registered mail ID, right? And in the registered mail ID, it might be in your inbox. You might also get it with the spam, right? Do check your spam. So the moment you get that link, just click on that link and it will help you generate the new password, right? So the moment you generate the new password, you are there with the login credentials. So you have the new password with you and you have your mail ID. So enter the particular page with your newly generated password and the login ID, and then again you fill up the details, keeping in mind the caution note, that is Pan India Compliance Office address or location address has to be with respect to Eastern region only. I hope it's clear to you. Now, coming to a very important case here. In many cases, we have seen that many establishments, though it is very much exceptional in nature, but we have seen that many establishments have forgotten all the credentials. They have forgotten all the credentials. So, no access to mail ID, or I'm sorry, it shouldn't be or, but we would take it as and, because here in this case it's a very exceptional case where the establishment is forgetting both the mail ID and password, right? So in that case, this is, since it is very exceptional, we would treat it as the last method. So mail ID and password both are forgotten by the establishment. So what to do? See, again we have solution. We have solution for each and everything. So the establishment needs to just again mail the establishment name to this particular mail ID, these particular addresses, natsupport@aicte-india.org, keeping in CC these two mail addresses, dydirector@boptr.gov.in and pp.boptr@gmail.com. Right? I repeat, just send a mail along with the establishment name to natsupport@aicte-india.org, in CC dydirector@boptr.gov.in and bp.boptr@gmail.com. Once you send this particular query, we will try to help you with your establishment ID or your mail ID. And then what? Again, you need to, once you get hold of your establishment mail ID or your registration ID, you again need to go to your forgot password option, generate your new password, and then please do login along with the updations. You remember the updations? The updations that are given here, please fill them up along with the cautions, the very important section, the Pan India Compliance Office address or location address. Please don't forget that this will be with respect to Eastern region only. I hope all these cases are clear with the already existing and registered establishments for 2.0 portal, right? Now, coming to the establishments who want to newly register, right? The ones who want to newly register, what to do? Simple. Again, you need to visit this page, right? This nats.education.gov.in. Just visit this page. Click on establishment. The moment you click on establishment, it takes you to establishment register and establishment login. So just click here, establishment register. You give all the details. Please do not keep any field blank. Otherwise, it could create hindrance in your process. And please remember that in case of Pan India Compliance Office address or location address, Eastern regions respect is compulsory. So these areas are to be filled up, and the moment you fill up all the details, right, you will be getting this option called submit. And also, when you are entering the password and confirm password, please remember that make it more case sensitive in nature for your safety. And once you fill all these up, just submit them, and your pathway would be ready, and you are ready with 2.0 portal's new journey. I hope, ladies and gentlemen, we have been able to clarify all these queries, and wish you all the best for your journey, and welcome to NATS 2.0 new portal and new version. Thank you so much everyone. Have a safe day.